In southwest China, a cliff village surrounded by clouds and mist, the village is like a forgotten secret land, hanging on a cliff hundreds of meters high, surrounded by treacherous peaks and deep canyons. Here, direct sunlight is hard to come by, and the village is always shrouded in shadows, as if it hides countless unanswered secrets and dangers. The villagers' lives depend on an ancient steel ladder that runs deep into the clouds, connecting the cliffs to the mundane world. The ladder is made of rusty metal, and the path to the bottom of the valley is a link to the outside world, as if it were a bridge to wrestle with fate. Every morning, the villagers grope their way through the mist and climb the ladder of life one by one. The ladder shakes, and under the wind, it seems as if it might break at any time, which is frightening. Every footstep seems to step on the edge of the cliff, the breath of the abyss echoing in the ears, full of uneasy foreboding. Despite this, the villagers still insist on their daily passage, and only by relying on this steel ladder can they obtain the food and resources they need to live. In this village, the fall of night is always accompanied by an ominous aura. Foggy and covered with dark clouds, the night sky seems to hide unknown dangers. Legend has it that the valley is inhabited by mysterious creatures that haunt the night, often emitting low chirping sounds that give the creeps away. The villagers sit around the fire and tell those stories about ghosts and missing people, their eyes showing fear and uneasiness to each other. Despite living on thin ice, everyone in Cliff Village knows that it is this danger and mystery that creates their resilience and courage. Their stories have been passed down in this ancient land, becoming an invisible force that inspires everyone with hope. Here, the steel ladder is not only a path to survival, but also a symbol of courage and faith. Every climb is a challenge in response to life, and despite the unknown path ahead, the villagers still bravely take every step. transporting the necessities of life is both a challenge and a daily routine. Today, as the sun pours through the mist on the mountaintops, the villagers decide to haul a goat up to a high point in the village in preparation for a harvest celebration. Early in the morning, several villagers work together to tie up the goat and prepare to drag it up the rickety steel ladder. The goat's cries echoed through the air and seemed to protest the journey as well. The villagers carefully lift the goat up the steel ladder, taking each step with care, as the abyss is hundreds of meters deep beneath their feet and any mistake could lead to irreversible consequences. Supporting the weight of the goat on their shoulders, they try to keep their balance, praying in their hearts that the pathway will be safe. Every time the goat's hoof slid, a wave of nervousness surged through their hearts, yet the villagers continued to climb upward cautiously, as if they were climbing the cliff of life. In addition to utilizing this steel ladder, the villagers of Cliff Village have many unique ways of transportation. In order to deliver the necessities of life to the village, the villagers built a simple pulley system on the cliff face, combining ropes and baskets to form an ancient but effective means of transportation. Whenever a villager needs to transport food or daily necessities, they place the item in the basket and send it upward through the pulley. This process requires precise strength and coordination, and if one is not careful, the item may fall into an abyss and be lost. In addition, the villagers would utilize pickers to carry heavy items on their shoulders as they trudged step by step along the narrow mountain paths. Each picker's shoulder carries the hope of the family, and they struggle to trek along the rugged mountain paths, turning their livelihoods and responsibilities into silent resilience. Steep mountain passes, muddy rainy days, sweat and hardship under the sun are intertwined to achieve the resilience of this village. In this cliff village, every step of transporting daily necessities is full of challenges and dangers, but the villagers never give up. With courage and wisdom, they turn the burden of life into unity and hope, building this strange and beautiful cliff home. The agricultural life of the cliff village is dominated by the cultivation of corn, which has created a unique way of survival. The land on the cliff is small and steep, but with wisdom and persistence, the villagers have made this barren hillside a fertile ground for harvest. Every spring, villagers would bring hoes and seeds and carefully plow along the treacherous slopes. They made small mounds in the steep soil and sowed corn seeds. Despite the difficult conditions and lack of water and fertilizer, the villagers always managed to create a fruitful harvest through careful management. As the sun shines and the rain moisturizes, the tender green corn seedlings pull up and grow on the cliffs, seemingly challenging the limits of this land. In summer, the cornfields are full of life, with golden yellow ears swaying in the breeze, heralding the hope of a good harvest. Villagers are often busy in the fields, checking the growth of the corn, applying fertilizer, weeding, and even using bamboo poles to support those ears affected by the wind and rain. The harvest season fills the village with laughter. The villagers work together to pick the ripe corn one by one and put it into woven bamboo baskets. The sunlight pours on their faces, and their smiles reveal the joy of a good harvest. Corn is not only their main source of food, but also an important ingredient in the production of a variety of traditional dishes, which the villagers often grind into flour and make into cakes, porridge and wine, enriching their tables. However, agricultural life in the cliff villages is not easy. Natural disasters and extreme weather often strike, and droughts and heavy rains can affect the corn harvest. In the face of such challenges, the villagers have learned to find hope in the midst of hardship. They help each other and share resources to face the difficulties together.